When it comes to tracking things on your website, Google Analytics is one of the most commonly used and best platforms available. And it doesn't hurt that it's free. However, when people are setting up their Google Analytics account, there's often some key mistakes they make that hurt them for their future success. So in today's video, we're going to go through the top 3 mistakes that people make and how to fix them. Hello everyone, my name is Peter Audell and welcome to my channel where we talk about tips, tools, and strategies to help you grow your online business. And like I said before, in today's video, we're going to go into the top 3 mistakes that people make when setting up their Google Analytics account. And quite frankly, it hurts their future success. So to start with, the number one thing that people forget to do when it comes to setting up their Google Analytics account is removing internal traffic. Forgetting to remove the internal traffic inside your business not only affects your conversions, but just your data overall. And since this is going to be a platform that you're going to be looking at to understand what you should or should not do in your business and what is not working, you want to make that data as clear and as clean as possible. And so removing your internal traffic, even if it's just you, is very helpful to do. So how do you go about this? All right, so when we're inside Google Analytics here, just go down to the admin section. And then over here, and here I am in this test account, over here in the filter section, you're going to click on filters, and then you're going to click add filter. And then from here, you're going to work to actually create the name of your filter, and I would just call it internal traffic removed. And then go down here to select filter type and do exclude source traffic from IP address, and then select expression, and I would always start with that begin with. And where I would go for this is now go up to your tab here for open up a new tab and just ask Google, what is my IP? And it'll give you an IP address. And then from there, you just copy and paste that in there and click save. And now you've removed your internal traffic. However, there's some additional things you want to think about. If you have a business, we have multiple locations where people are working from, you're going to want to make sure that those people get excluded on a separate filter. So just go up here and create an additional filter and remove that IP address as well. However, if you have a team and they're all working from home primarily, you're going to need to go in and ask them to go into Google and ask what is their IP. And once they provide you with their IP address, you're going to go in and add that information in the back end here to be removed. So either way though, once you have this in place, this is a great thing for your Google Analytics account, because now when you are testing things like testing conversion data, things of that nature, you're not skewing the data that you're looking at. You're actually seeing what is actually happening and not having it being affected by you or your team. All right, the number 2 mistake that most people forget to do is making sure they set up access to the Google Analytics account for future success. And what I mean by this is if you have a person on your team create the Google Analytics account or somebody like that, you need to make sure that you have control over it. Regardless, if somebody like myself comes in to help you with your business, or you work with another agency or something of that nature, you're going to want to make sure that you're able to actually provide them access to it. And if you ever update your site in the future and you need to reinstall Google Analytics on the new site, you're going to want to make sure that you have access to be able to get the tracking code from the back end here. Now, how do you check that? So in the back end here of Google Analytics, in the admin section, again, underneath account user management, you're going to look to make sure that you have the permissions of everything. Manage users, read, analyze, collaborate, and edit. Now, I'll often say that something to remember is that when you're working with a partner and helping with your business, many times they will still need access similar to this. But regardless, you want to make sure that you have access at this level no matter what. So that is one of the biggest things I see when it comes to helping somebody transition to a new website is they don't know where their Google Analytics access is, what email it's tied to, or quite frankly, they don't have access to it anymore because they were working with somebody else and they never granted them admin access to this. and then they have to go through the process of requesting access, and they may or may not succeed with that. So making sure that you have admin access to your Google Analytics account is crucial for you being able to have other people be able to come in and help you out, but also just so that you have historical reference to see where you've come from and to see how far you've come. All right, mistake number 3. The number 3 mistake that most people forget to do is on the back end now, once again, of making sure that they start creating an audience from the get-go of a group that they can maybe remarket to. Here's the thing. When you are setting up your website or anything of that nature, even if you don't plan on using something like Google Ads, or I'd even say Facebook ads, we can talk about that in another scenario when it comes to the Facebook Pixel, you want to make sure that these things are actually set up to start collecting data now. Because there's nothing like the moment when you realize, you know what, I want to do these ads, and you're essentially starting from scratch of not having an audience that you can start remarketing to or targeting. So when it comes to the Google Analytics side of things, in the back end here, underneath the property level, you're going to go down to and click Audience Definitions and click Audiences. Now, it's going to ask you to enable remarketing, and this is, I would always select yes, next step, and then you can add destinations. In this case, I don't have this linked to an AdWords account or anything like that. I can in the future, but I want to make sure that we're starting to collect or build an audience pool from the get-go. So select down here and click Enable. All right, and then we see success right there. So once you have selected and enabled remarketing, what you're going to see right off the bat is they're going to give you this all users functionality, which just think of this as like all traffic coming to your website. And remember, this is an actually really good thing to have in place, because when you decide that you want to start remarketing to people, starting with something is better than not having anything, okay? Starting with something is always better than having nothing. And starting from the get-go of working to start building your audiences in the beginning or right now, even before you ever start Google Ads, or if you're starting Google Ads, you need to make sure you have this going too. You want to make sure that this is set up properly and is collecting data that you can use. So when you're setting up your Google Analytics account, be sure to try to remember these 3 things. Number 1, exclude internal traffic. Doesn't matter if it's yourself or somebody on your team, or if it's a brick and mortar location where your business is at. Exclude that traffic. Number 2, be sure you have admin access to your account. You want to make sure that you're able to control your Google Analytics account, be able to reference it, as well as be able to share it with other people that can help you grow your business. And number 3, be sure you set up remarketing. Having remarketing set up inside your Google Analytics account will be able to allow you, if and when you decide to do Google Ads, which I think you probably will be at some point in time, you'll be able to turn something on immediately and be able to start remarketing to people that have already visited your website and expressed interest in what you are doing. Now, there'll be more videos on remarketing down the road, but regardless, having that setup in place is going to help you immensely. With that being said, I hope this helps you in your online journey of growing your business, and I hope that you're able to take advantage of these things to improve your future growth. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and here's to your success.